production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes smack talk and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with three charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude, better known in Nerd Nation as the Red Pack. We are four of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make you pee your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lincoln, Florida, Jack, the Sports Nerd.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Nerds. I am your host, Mr. Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? And alongside me this evening are my usual co-host, Mr. John G. Olson, broadcasting live from Fargo, North Dakota, in his 18-wheeler.
No doubt about it. And I got me.
Which I'm assuming that since it's American coffee, it sucks. Is that right, John?
It's okay because I got my cream. I got my Canadian cream here with me, so I put the cream in the coffee's okay.
Oh, okay. You got your cream. You packed your cream. Very good, sir. Very
good. Wise
also,
beyond my years.
Also, Mr. Elliot Big E Llama and Mr. Ken. Go Cowboys!
Are we sure we're not cohorts instead of co-hosts?
Well, your cohorts, yeah, we could do that. Yeah. And it is week 1 of the 2023 NFL season. Yay. We are happy. We are excited. We are giddy. We are virtually orgasmic. We won't go there, but that's okay because the NFL season has begun. I'm going to start this off, guys. How about them Browns defense, baby? Smothering Mr. I love it.
Mr. 275 million?
Mr. 200, yeah, smothering Mr. Joe, Burrow, whatever his name is. I don't know.
A big contract.
Dude, okay. My tip of the hat to the Browns. Okay, cool. But let's be honest. But the Bengals were 0-2 last year to start the season. Joe hasn't had a preseason game.
I just mentioned that to Scott earlier. Joe last year threw 4 interceptions against Pittsburgh in game 1 because he didn't have a preseason.
Yeah, man. It's just slow the roll. Good win, but
just
sorry, I'm watching this shit.
In the words of Jake Taylor in Major League, relax, kid. We got 161 more of the game.
Well, there's only 16 in this case.
16, okay, 16.
We only get 16 more, but Browns play the Steelers on Monday Night Football. We'll see how it goes.
Kudos to you so far, but yeah,
why is Herbert I don't get hit? Why is he rated so? He's shite. He's shite. I'm sorry, he's shite. Intentional grounding. 2 minutes left in the game. You don't even need it. You just need a field goal. Intentional grounding.
Yeah, but that new offensive coordinator was supposed to fix everything for the Chargers. Ken knows.
How's it working out for you, Jordan?
How's that working out for you, San Diego?
Who was it? Kellen Moore? It was
Kellen Moore.
Yeah. Who was
in this case, Kellen Moore?
Slow down. They've got 34 points on the board. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're
Miami's got 36. So I mean, it just says the.
What did I just say? It's their defense.
It's their defense, right? Okay.
The offense ain't got no fault in this game except the fact that questionable, situations and whatnot. But that defense
he just got destroyed. Oh my
goodness. My goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So much for that offense.
And right? I'm gonna tell you what, Miami ain't no joke on defense either.
Nah, man, Miami's been good on defense.
So good, they're giving up 34 points.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, and that's a testament to how good the Chargers' offense actually is.
Can they put up 34 on that? Pull off a win against the Eagles today, guys? I mean, they're down 5 with a minute to go, and the Patriots are driving.
Yeah, now Mac
Jones
steal this game. Mac Jones thinks he's Fran Tarkenton now.
I just want to say, Elliot, thank you for kicking that Steeler ass today. I appreciate it.
Who said Brock Purdy was done?
Right?
CMC, my
I mean,
second
they go
overall.
CMC, baby. I don't know how many fools took Justin Jefferson with that first pick.
I had second overall.
Yeah.
Guess
Exactly.
who I picked?
You picked Justin Jefferson, didn't you?
No,
he picked-
CMC, man.
CMC.
I ride with Christian, man. Are you kidding me? Dude, when everyone was hating on Christian last year, I was like, nope, I'm getting him because he's amazing.
Matter of fact,
Look
I
at
think Jamal was actually listening this time around, and he drafted CMC with that first pick.
Good for him.
Can I point something out right quick?
Yeah.
I want to give kudos to Mike Tomlin for that Nick Saban impersonation right there at the end of the game. Quite a tribute there.
The Steelers went 4-0 in the preseason, which is proof positive the preseason don't mean shit.
It
I'm
don't.
just saying.
It don't.
So,
Well, Anthony, they have to. The rate it's going, the Dolphins and the Patriots are going to win tonight.
And how about Brandon Ayuk? That boy is. I thought Debo was the guy, but hey, man. Ayuk, man. That dude.
Ayuk had a day. Ayuk did have a day.
All right, Chargers, fold it up.
Anthony, how you doing? Good to see you.
Yep.
Brett Murphy in the house, Mr. Facebook user. How about those Chiefs, Anthony? I mean, Brett.
How about them Kansas City?
How about them Chiefs?
Who was it that Nick Wright idiot said they were going to go 20-0?
Yes. He got it tattooed on his arm, I think, in fact.
The master shoves.
You bums.
Oh, and Mac just got sacked.
But
Bunch of
how about a
bums.
shout out to Mr. Butterfingers, Kadarius Toney?
He's got a new NIL now, doesn't he? For Butterfinger.
Yes, yes. His new sponsor, Butterfingers, yes.
Bitch ass chart.
Brett, I'm only seeing your Facebook user in Restream. I'm going to send you the link. You got to reconnect for some reason. We got to do this every so often. I'm going to send you the link.
Bitch ass chart.
Actually, let's do it here. There you go. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Thank you. That's what I want. Reconnect your Facebook account to Restream there. Brett. Patriots are threatening, guys. Look out.
Whatever. Yeah, no, I mean,
I don't know if that was it or not. I don't know.
well, it depends on if you have possession of the ball, because right there,
One. Doesn't matter if it, no. The second one wasn't in anyway. No.
out.
He was out of bounds. He didn't catch that ball until the left foot was up off the ground. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. Some side notes on the Browns game today, guys. I mean, I know it's game one. I know the weather was bad. Both quarterbacks played like crap in the first half. But Jim Schwartz's defense showed me something today, and I hope to hell they can keep it up for all the season, because I tell you what, that defense was just everywhere. It was smothering.
How about my boy Myles Garrett?
Myles Garrett was disrupting. The new guys, who is it? Damn it, I can't think of the name of his name. Give me a second here.
Hey, can we have a moment of silence for a perennial injury monster named J.K. Dobbins?
Yes, he has a torn Achilles with the Ravens.
Let me tell you, man, I drafted him because I was listening to a bunch of blowhards on fantasy football podcasts.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh yeah, he hasn't got the touches in the past couple of years because he's been hurt. But this offense, yeah, J.K. Dobbins is a no-brainer this year. Right.
Guess what? It's going to be Justice Hill now.
Yeah, I know. If he's on waivers, because dude, this is the league I'm in. The guy that had first overall pick. Who do you think he picked, Elliot? Who do you think he picked first overall?
First overall?
First overall. Now I got second pick, and I picked CMC. Who do you think he picked first overall?
Well, one would think he would have picked Justin Jefferson.
That's what you would think, but keep guessing.
Is he a homer?
Well, he's from Canada, so he's not. There's no homer. He didn't
He
pick
has
no homer.
stake. He got
I want you to guess who he picked, just so we can have a good laugh.
All right, who's his
Was it
favorite?
J.K. Dobbins?
Was it J.K.?
No.
What's his
First
favorite?
overall. Well, I don't think he has one.
Okay.
He
First
went
overall,
from,
Ezekiel
he went-
Elliott.
he went for name brand rather than who he should have went with.
That's
How
what I
about
thought.
Devontae Adams?
He went Devontae Adams.
Well,
Nobody picked Devontae Adams in the first round. Although Devontae still had a representative game today, he was not a number
First
one.
overall.
He's a number two. Second round.
They're like, you're going to pick Justin Jefferson. No, I'm not going to pick Justin Jefferson. I'm going to pick CMC. Because everyone is smoking crack if they don't think that guy is like the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
he
I mean, come
showed
on.
balled out
He's
today.
a weapon, man. Like a
He's a
freaking
dual
weapon.
weapon. Okay? He's a multifaceted weapon.
He's everything we thought Peyton Hillis was going to be, the white running back.
Peyton Hillis. I like Peyton Hillis. Come on now.
Yeah, he
I
was
know you
good
did
for a
great,
moment.
man.
Peyton Hillis was the man. It was a big ass fullback for the Browns. Come on
Last
now.
year, he saved his kid's life and was
Yes.
in hospital.
Right?
How about some love for Baker Mayfield, huh?
I know,
Dude.
right? How about Baker, guys? Come on, let's give a hand for Baker Mayfield today, winning in Minnesota.
I've got to give it up for Baker, man.
Golf clap.
Of course, Kirk Cousins played like Kirk Cousins.
You know what's funny? I was
Two
driving through Minneapolis when that game was on, and I literally could feel the air, the city just kind of deflated. Like the whole city was just miserable. Wow.
So Philadelphia held on.
Philadelphia held on. Miami won, I think.
Thank goodness. Yeah, Miami won thanks to that.
And Green Bay still owns Chicago.
Yes, Green Bay still owns Chicago.
Even with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
You and Jordan Love. They got no love from Jordan today.
You see that meme I posted, GIF I posted about the Bears fans?
No.
Seriously? They've
Yeah,
seen
but-
this movie before.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Bijan Robinson looked like? He looked pretty good.
Bijan was a beast today. He looked good, really good.
He made
Well,
some
We've
moves.
been saying that, haven't we?
Without
You see that juke he put on those guys when he scored that touchdown today? Are you kidding me?
Mhm. Although Algier had the better game, but
Yeah, dude.
This has been a pretty nice weekend for Texas Longhorns, hasn't it?
Yes,
Oh,
it has
yeah.
been. Yes.
yeah.
Shout out to the Texas Longhorns for beating Alabama. Couldn't
Yeah,
How
happen.
much
to
did those kids? How much
Yeah,
did those
just
kids
beating
get
them,
paid
beating
for
them to
that game
pieces.
again last night?
Yeah, I don't know if they got paid at all, John. You know that.
How much did the University of Texas get paid for that last night?
Oh, I'm sure they got paid.
And the head coach.
Paid
The
royally.
university gets paid.
Oh yeah, but those
Mhm.
The
kids,
coach gets paid,
but the kids.
but the flock of sheep don't.
The kids with the NIL got paid.
The lambs that are led to slaughter don't get paid.
Yeah, man.
Brett,
Literally.
CJ Stroud had a decent game, but I'm not impressed with him just yet. No.
Well, he's playing against Baltimore too. Baltimore ain't no slouch on defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Roquan Smith was all over the place today
Yeah.
for the Ravens. So, I mean, for his first game, sure, he didn't get a touchdown or nothing like that, but he did okay. He did okay.
We got a scoregami in that game, by the way.
That 64-yard touchdown that Christian ran today against the Steelers was just, I mean, it was,
With that spin move?
it was a thing of beauty, man.
that
It was a
spin
thing
move
of
that he
beauty.
did? Hell yeah.
It really was. He had great blocking downfield as well, and it was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Aaron Jones was having himself a day until he pulled his hammy.
Yeah, he pulled a hammy.
Yep.
Yep.
he's on my team, so I'm a little skeptical about next week.
Just keep an eye on it, Elliot. I mean, it's just I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean,
I got an A+ on my draft, Elliot,
did you?
and basically half of the team got hurt today because I had J.K. Dobbins,
oh shit.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
Deontay Johnson,
ooh, another hammy.
and then scary Chris Olave, but he limped off, and everyone
Came
was like,
back in.
"Oh
But he
crap!"
came back in.
But he came back.
Came back.
Yeah.
So at
Yeah.
one point in the day, I had those three guys on my team. Poof,
I lost Tyler Lockett to concussion today.
perfect. I'm pretty happy, man. I got Josh as my quarterback this year.
I didn't do so well at the quarterback spot. I got Justin Fields. I had to trade for him actually. I traded Danny Dimes for him.
Danny
What a
Dimes. You trade Daniel Jones for Justin Fields.
Okay.
I'm so just.
By the way, was this the first fancy games today?
Yeah, and I have also, who looked pretty good today. I mean, it was a low bar from last year. It was Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell looked actually pretty good today. I was impressed with
I
that.
think he's going to play well in that pace.
I think Sean Payton's going to be the difference for Russell this year. I think he's going to play well.
So I
I
might
don't
have
think the Broncos make the playoffs, but I think Russell
What was
will.
an onside kick to start the game?
Yeah.
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 And they almost got it, except for
Yeah, it was like 9.5 yards.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
no, it worked. The guy just touched it a half a yard too soon because they recovered it.
That's what got him the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what got him a Super Bowl. Is right. That was one of those classic moves. But a lot of my guys, I was really concerned because they weren't doing shit. And then towards the latter part, like for instance, AJ Brown, he had like 3 points in the second half.
Mm.
He finished with 15. And then I also had Ramondre Stevenson wasn't doing shit all game, and he finally got 15.
Right.
So it is what it is. I had Jacoby Myers on my fucking bench.
Dude, he went off. Huh?
27 points, man.
Mm.
No, 29, excuse me. Yeah, that offense in Denver is going to be because Samaje Perine even got off a little bit today too. So, but getting back to the real football, man, Arizona almost pulled one out on the Commanders, huh?
Yeah, Arizona played good today. I was impressed.
Oh, and by the way, I'd like to throw some more steamy shit at experts that came on, especially on NFL Fantasy Live. Those guys that said that Seattle was going to win the NFC West.
Really?
Doesn't look so good now, does it?
They couldn't even beat the Rams at home. They
Right.
got smacked by the Rams at home.
Yes, they did.
I'm sorry, but Seattle ain't winning shit.
Well, again, guys, it's week one. There's overreaction and there's overreaction. You can't judge.
There's overreaction every week.
Tell them to put the hash pipe down.
You can't judge the season off one game because teams it takes about a month for teams to get into their groove and get to the point where they're going to be where they're going to play.
You could judge J.K. Dobbins' season over one game.
Poor guy, man.
Yeah, he's snake bit. I mean, he just can't stay.
I mean,
up.
he's injury prone now. You can put that mark on him, injury prone.
and it's gruesome injuries. An Achilles tendon. I think he had a knee.
Mhm.
Before that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
His injuries are catastrophic.
Yeah, and the Browns lost Jack Conklin for the season as well today with a knee injury. Their right tackle. But the rookie came in and played very well. I mean, that dude. If you guys haven't seen this guy, this dude is friggin' huge. I mean, freaking huge. Hang on a second. Let me see if we can get
Is there anything that sucks more than being injured and out for the season in the very first game?
That's terrible.
That is the worst they could possibly, especially when you come into the season with high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're
Yep.
being hyped. You're being, you're hearing the hype about you being, now that you're not injured anymore, you're going to do this, you're going to do that.
Yep.
You get a season,
Come on.
you get a season-ending injury in week 1. That's rough. That's rough. How about a shout out to the Detroit Lions?
I'll tell.
Yeah, the guy I'm talking about is DeJuan Jones. He's 6'8", 375.
Oh, he's like Vector from
Good grief.
Yeah, 6'8", 375, playing right tackle.
Mekhi Becton, I think his name is, the Jets guy. That's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
I mean, the guy is just. I mean, he's just freaking huge.
Don't you? I mean, doesn't it make sense that big guys like that would get injured because a lot of that weight that they carry
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah,
putting
I mean,
stress
you would
enough
think
on their
so.
lower body?
I mean, he picked up when Conklin went out. He came in and played in place of Conklin, and he had a good game. You didn't hear his name, which is always good with offensive linemen. If you don't hear their name, they had a good game. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but he had a good game. So,
Mekhi Becton had the same problem. He's so tall and so heavy. You know what I'm saying? He's so huge that
Yeah.
your legs just can't take that kind of pounding, especially in the trenches like that.
yeah.
People falling on your legs. And it's,
Let's go Lions. Absolutely.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I mean the Lions had a great. I mean, guys,
I loved it.
they were put into this position of playing in prime time, the first game of the season in Kansas City against the world champs, and they balled out. You got to give it to Dan Campbell and the way the Lions played. They stepped up and they played really well.
To
I
quote,
mean,
to quote the idiot Mike Tirico for saying,
I was about to say douchebag of the week goes to Mike Tirico. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mike Tirico calling the game an asterisk when it was over.
What a
You know what I mean?
what a dumbass.
what a
Well, it was like,
douche.
you know what? You know who else stuck their foot in their mouth, which is he does all the time, is Collinsworth. When he said, without Kelsey, now the whole world's gonna see how good Patrick Mahomes is. He said that. And
Wow.
Patrick Mahomes did not look comfortable at all.
He
I mean-
looked pedestrian.
That
Yes.
defense was
He looked scared to death.
that defense was just smothering him all night long, guys.
What do they have? How many first rounders do they have on that line for Detroit? There's 2, I think.
Well,
for
yeah,
sure.
they got Ragnow as one of them.
The defensive line,
Sewell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson is a beast, dude.
He
Dude,
is.
he
Been
was-
telling you them.
And what's with the Juwan Taylor lining up constantly lining up and false starts?
They've been
Yeah, I
getting
mean-
away with that for 3 years.
He was.
I know, but
his
you
head.
can't say that to Chiefs fans. You can't
His
say
head-
that to Chiefs fans.
His head was equal to the offensive guard's ass.
Yes,
That's way too freaking.
that is
far
in the
back.
backfield.
And the refs didn't call it at all.
They haven't called it.
Yeah, no.
And if any fan talks on Twitter about how the Chiefs are favored, well, you guys are full of crap.
Ken said it right on Facebook. They've been getting away with it for 3 years now.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
Brett. There's Brett, guys, making excuses for the Chiefs. There he goes. I knew that was going to happen.
You know what? The defense played really well despite not having Chris Jones. Okay.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Jared Goff.
It was-
didn't-
It was Darius Butterfingers Tony.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that could have been the game, right? Like
Their
that
lack
throw
of a
that-
running game because I'm sorry, Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Jerick McKinnon ain't getting it done. And honestly, besides getting better, Kelsey needs to grow his beard back because he looks like a Nazi general.
a little odd.
The fact that Chris Jones and Kelsey weren't in the lineup has nothing to do with why they
No.
lost the game. The reason they lost that game is because the Detroit defense kept
Came to
Mahomes
play.
on his toes all freaking night long. They harassed him. They harassed their receivers, which are mediocre compared to what he's had in the past. Okay, but it was the Detroit defense
Well,
that stepped up and smothered
Look,
Mahomes and that passing game. That's that's the bottom line.
the problem for Mahomes is that once he had no confidence in any of the receivers catching his passes,
Right.
he looked lost.
Especially Tony.
I mean, you know how they say, like, if Aaron Rodgers don't trust you, he ain't going to throw you the ball?
Right.
So if Patrick Mahomes uses that same philosophy, who was he supposed to be throwing the ball to?
There's nobody with Kelsey not on the field. There was nobody.
Guy Moore never got a catch.
Right.
Scantling barely got 1 or 2 catches. You know what I'm saying? And Kadarius Toney dropped more than the stock market.
That pick six in the first quarter was brilliant.
Oh, Brian, what's his name? Brian Brandt.
Yeah. Whoever.
That was actually a good one because you know how most of the time defensive backs have bad hands. That's why they're not receivers. He actually was going to his left and had to stick his hand back out right.
That's right.
Wow.
He snatched it and took off.
Yeah, but you know what? Again, I'm not going to say that Detroit totally dominated on defense because if those guys make those catches, you might be having a different discussion.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Especially that last drive with the one that Tony was wide open. He could have ran down inside, at least into the red zone, maybe even closer, to the goal. But that's just how it goes. And now I'm hearing that it's not a lock that Kelsey's going to be back for week 2.
No, that injury is going to linger for him for the next few
Deep bone
weeks.
bruise.
Yeah. And this is the kicker. He's 34 years old. Right. Like he's not a spring chicken. And this is what killed me. The news broke, and people were still going to pick this guy in the first round of fantasy football.
And they did.
I was like, oh, they did. I know a guy in my league, 6th overall or something. Picked him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. I get that he's the greatest tight end ever. Okay, but he's still 34.
Well,
and that's an injury that will linger.
I argue with him being the greatest tight end ever.
He's not a tight end.
No.
He's not a tight end.
He's a slot receiver. He's a
slot receiver.
Okay.
Period.
He's a slot receiver in a tight end's body, basically.
Yeah, tight ends, greatest tight ends.
You can't block for shit.
Greatest tight ends, you're talking about Kellen Winslow.
Yes. Jay Novacek.
Ozzie Newsome.
Jason Witten,
Mike Ditka.
Dwight Clark, guys.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Gronk.
So.
I mean, you talk about Kellen Winslow, Elliot. Just the biggest viral memory in my brain is that game against Miami in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
arguably the greatest individual performance ever.
He had to be helped off the field after that game, and he was dehydrated. I mean, the guy had turned in the best game of his entire career in that game against Miami. And, dude, I mean, and then you know what? The fact that that's the reason why I thought San Diego lost to Cincinnati the week after is because they went into the extreme heat in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Dehydrated,
and 60 below in Cincinnati.
And that game just exhausted the entire team. Mm-hmm. And then the next week to go to Cincinnati and play in the coldest AFC Championship game ever.
Yep.
60 below with the wind chill.
60 below with the wind factor involved. They were already tired from that Miami game, and that's why they couldn't win in Cincinnati. So if it wasn't for those factors, it would have been the Chargers the Niners played in that game, in that Super Bowl, and not the Bengals. But
KC lost because Detroit wanted it more, and honestly, I think Dan Campbell outcoached Andy Reid that night.
Yes, he did.
Dan Campbell.
Yes, he did.
A lot of credit for that win Thursday night. A lot of credit.
What was Andy Reid doing going 4th and 25? What was that?
I don't know. But you know what?
But he's Andy Reid.
Campbell's post-game conference.
That ego.
Campbell's post-game press conference was a classic. He said, I didn't learn anything because this is what I expected out of my guys.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Dan Campbell, I can't really say
I'd run through a wall for Dan Campbell at this point, the way he coaches that team.
I think his team does have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll run through a wall for him.
Yeah, man. Great coach.
Because he makes them believe that there's no way they're going to lose. They're going to win every game according to him.
He also said, this is just one game. We got a
One
long
game.
way to
You know
go.
what? The Lions made a statement on Thursday
Oh
night.
yeah. Oh, it was a statement, all right.
And it's nice that they won. So now when they go back to Detroit and put up the Barry Sanders statue, it's going to be even more. You know that the Detroit Lions right now have a season ticket waiting list.
Yes, which
They
is
do now.
crazy.
First
I
time
said this on Facebook after the game. I
ages.
said, I'm so happy when Rust Belt teams do good because it's like, see, Elliot, Ken, you guys have teams that you've had success.
Yes.
You've experienced it. You've tasted it.
When you look
Guys
at
like-
Buffalo, Detroit, and Cleveland,
Dude, it's just like it's
Nothing.
misery. Absolute misery. And it's
Yeah.
been that way for decades.
Yes.
So to see
1964, gentlemen, is the last time the Browns won an NFL championship. You think it? Yeah.
we've never won one.
Yes.
We've been to 4 of them,
Yep.
but we haven't won one. I mean, sure, we won the AFL stuff way
Wasn't
back
it
when I
4 straight?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you guys win the 4 in a row?
He's throwing that at you 4 in a row again, John. He's throwing it
4 in a row. So we have this is something we do have. The most consecutive AFC championships.
Yes.
We have that. We have that. Whatever that
And then
means.
now Kansas City has to go down to Jacksonville this week.
That's going to be a rough game for them too. Jacksonville won an important game in Indianapolis today. And
Jackson almost beat them in the playoffs last
yes,
year.
they did.
Mm.
They were right there with them
I'm-
in Kansas City.
I'm excited to see Jacksonville. Don't say that too loud to anyone from Twitter listening.
So if
I like watching Jacksonville. I mean, come
if
on.
there's no Kelsey, KC's going 0-2 this week.
Yeah.
Down in Jacksonville.
I'd say so.
If there's no Kelsey, yeah, KC will probably lose that game. I can see that. Because you know what? Jacksonville's fans are stepping up and they're becoming rabid, just like our fans are, guys. I mean,
And if by some miracle he does suit up, he's not going to be anywhere near 100%.
oh, he's not going to be anywhere near 100%.
With a
Yeah.
deep over.
34 with
Yeah.
a lingering thing. This is just, I'm telling you, and you're just saying that because you hate the Chiefs. No, it's going to be a downhill from now with Kelsey.
Yeah.
He's not going to be.
Who was
Sorry,
their number one receiver? Reese Rice or some shit like that?
Yeah, the rookie. Wasn't he a
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
He was their
And
number
you
one
got to
receiver.
feel for you got to feel for Mahomes a little bit, man. Like, kind of a little bit. Not too
Let me think. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
maybe for a split
Okay,
second.
that's enough.
right.
Yeah, bro. Another good tight end, Antonio Gates. Yes, he was another great.
After all, he's got an obnoxious brother and a cunt for a wife. So
That was the meme I saw. They showed a picture of Patrick's brother, and they said, "This is Patrick Mahomes without Kelsey."
Well, the meme was also there was also one out there with his wife in 2 pictures, screaming at the
Screaming.
camera, "Why do we lose?" Sam?"
why the fuck did we lose to the pack? Yeah,
I'm here for the drama.
I'm here for the internet fodder that is Travis. I mean, that is Patrick Mahomes' brother and his wife. You know,
I'm just so freaking depressed that I got to listen to Dolphins fans all freaking week this week. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna stop. I'm not even gonna go on Twitter. Forget it. No point. I'm done. I'm not even gonna go on Twitter.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley had a great game today too, guys. How about that? Him
Yeah,
being
he
back.
oh yeah, and you know what? Christian Kirk now knows that he's not the number one receiver.
Calvin Ridley is the guy now in Jacksonville. He really is.
Well, that's because he's got a chip on his shoulder too. you know?
Yeah, well, because he was suspended for a season. Yes, absolutely.
How'd Lamar look today? I wasn't impressed with Lamar.
Lamar, let's go to the stat sheet, shall we? Hang on 1 second. I mean, they won 25-9, but again, it was Houston.
But it was a sloppy 25-9.
Yes. I mean, the Ravens, Lamar Jackson was 17 of 22 for 169 and a touchdown. Oh, I mean, sorry, and an interception. He didn't throw a touchdown.
That's a 79.5 rating.
Yeah, he had 6 carries for 38 yards. So it was an average game for Jackson. It wasn't.
He had a 79.5 rating, and C.J. Stroud was 78.
Yes.
Okay, so people that say that C.J. Stroud didn't play well, he played almost up to the level of Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't one of Lamar's better games. I mean, I mean, both quarterbacks that got paid in the offseason, him and Joe Burrow, both had pretty mediocre games today. So,
Well, you know what? I've always been a firm believer that when you get super humongous contracts, you tend to take a step back.
Be right back.
As far as your hunger is concerned,
right.
you don't go out there with the same hungry attitude when you're playing for a contract.
Uh,
Once you got that guaranteed money and that big ass contract, in the back of your mind, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I don't need to play it so hard anymore. I'm not going to get another contract like this down the road.
Yeah.
So why should I play hard?
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, no, I mean, it was very low scoring in the NFL today. Aside from the
There
Chargers,
were so many
Dolphins,
unders, dude. There were so many unders.
I mean, yeah. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to emphasize this again. Screw you guys that said Seattle's going to win the NFC West.
Who would say, dude? Like, who would say that? Like
The guys on NFL Fantasy Live, a couple of them said that. I think some of the NFL shows, some people were like, "Oh, well, Seattle's going to win that division."
and newsflash: Djokovic wins his 24th major.
I was just happy that Coco Gauff won.
Yeah, me too. That was.
Yes.
I watched that match last night, and I was stoked for her. I was so happy for her last night. But yeah, Joker wins his 24th major title, beating Medvedev. So.
Oh, and then all the hype that they tried to push down people's throats about Geno Smith. What he did?
Geno had a bad day.
He looked like Geno. He looked like good old Geno.
Geno was Geno from 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, that's what he was.
No, he looked like Geno from his entire career up until last year.
Yeah.
Look like a pizza.
One hit wonder.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it's going to come down to. Because you know what? I actually think the Rams are better than the Seahawks.
Geno was 16-26 for 112 yards. He had 1 touchdown. But he only had an 84.1 rating today.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford was 24 of 38 for 334. Had a 91.3 rating today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Cam Akers and Kieran Williams were the reasons why the Rams won. They had 3.
Kieran Williams he looks like
They had 3 touchdowns between them, and it was really
that's
good.
going to be a backfield to deal with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm not worried too much because we usually own the Rams.
Yep.
But yeah, no, they're formidable. They look formidable with that backfield.
Yep.
I just think that without Cooper Kupp, they're not going to maximize. Can you imagine if they play like that and Cooper comes back?
With Cooper Kupp, I think Cooper Kupp there's rumors saying he has nerve damage in his foot, which can indicate he's on IR, which means he got the first 4 weeks of the season for sure. But if that nerve issue doesn't correct itself, he could be out long. Because nerve damage is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, it's
No, because you can't control how your nerves react.
right.
You know what I'm saying? When they're basically left to their own, their own devices.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And Brett brings up the fact that Odell Beckham only had 2 catches. Tell you what, Brett, that Texans defense was harassing.
yeah, but you know what? He also caused 2 pass interferences.
Yes.
Okay. You don't always have to catch the ball to be effective.
Right.
You can suck a
That was his
defense
first
into,
game back, dude. Like,
you can suck a defense into.
I mean, yeah, John's right. It's his first game back since Super Bowl a couple years ago. So I mean, it's
Now the one to watch for was Zay Flowers. That kid had himself a game.
Zay Flowers had a good
I saw
game. Yes.
I saw Lamar fumble 2
Yeah.
snaps. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Lamar looked very pedestrian, just like Joe Burrow. They didn't look like mega $1 million players. But the season, like we said, it's day one, and we've seen what Joe Burrow can do with a couple of losses at the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
I mean, they sacked CJ 5 times. Lamar got sacked 4 times as well. So I mean, it wasn't just. It was. The
Cincinnati
defense was pretty good today against.
Look, they went
losing 25-9.
Cincinnati went 0-2 last season, and they were a referee crew away from going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now the Bengals got to go to Baltimore next week. Okay, and then
Ooh, that's gonna be
the Browns go to the Steelers next week. So that's going to be, see who's going to take over that division after the second week with the Browns and the Steelers and the Bengals and the Ravens. If the Ravens come back and win, I mean, it's week one, guys. I'm not overly excited. I'm very pleased with how.
And you can't be either because you can't really be because lately Cleveland has owned Cincinnati.
Well, yeah, we're 6 now. We're now 6-1 against the Bengals in the last few years. Yeah, Joe Burrow was 1-6 against the Browns. So,
Wow.
and he's never won in Cleveland State in Cleveland Brown Stadium either. So, I mean, it's.
You hear him, he's not too excited. You hear that shit? And what do you do at the start of the show?
Oh,
Yeah.
How about that, Brad?
I wonder if he was going to mention that.
I think it's a New Year's celebration every time the Cleveland Browns win for Scott. Okay.
Well, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. If the Bills win, I'm going to be talking all that shit. And if they lose, I'll be saying, "Oh, it's only week one." It's only week
Right.
one.
So, you're right with me, John. Come on. I mean, and that's what we said. If the Browns had lost today, it's only week one.
I'll be King Kong balls tomorrow. If the Bills
Not me.
win.
Are you nervous about tomorrow night's game, John, against Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. I don't put the pressure on the Bills. I think it's more the pressure on the Jets, seeing all the hype they've got over the Hard Knocks and Greeny blowing them every morning.
Greeny is
I actually think both teams are behind the 8 ball.
I mean, guys, Greeny has been over the top. Greenberg has been over the top for the Jets.
Well, yeah, he's been wearing the jersey on Get Up and having people hold the frame with the Rodgers jersey at the desk. You know what I'm saying?
Rich Eisen was the same way. Only Rich Eisen is not as extreme as Greenberg is.
Rich is a Jets fan, but he's not a prick Jets fan, right?
Right.
Greenberg's a prick.
Greenberg's just an outright prick. That's all he is. You know what I'm saying? He ran Mike Golick out of ESPN. Which
I was blown away because I don't get these channels, but I watched the Twitter clips and stuff. And surprisingly, last week, Joy Taylor was supporting the Bills, which is insanity. Like, she's always smack talked the Bills just because her brother played.
Well, her brother played for Miami, and she's from Miami, so she's a Dolphins fan all her life.
Or Jason Taylor, whatever it is.
Jason Taylor.
I think the Bills-Jets matchup is more hype versus expectation. The hype that the Jets are getting versus the expectations that Buffalo has.
But see, Buffalo, according to the pundits, some of them are saying they're not even going to make the playoffs. Like, I've seen some people literally say 4th in the AFC East.
Behind the Jets, Dolphins, and the Patriots?
No, please.
What the hell?
Yep, they've called it. And I think Steph Diggs said it last week I think he was on McAfee. He said they love it. That's where they prefer to be. I prefer the Bills to be behind there. I love
under the radar, John.
Under the radar.
Right.
Don't talk about us. We'll go out and beat the piss out of you and call it a day.
We're gonna do our predictions tonight.
Yes, I want to go through that here in just a minute.
Okay.
First of all, I want to get your opinion. Ken, it's raining in New York tonight.
I see that. It's pouring.
It's pouring in New York. So,
yeah.
Are you worried about tonight's game? Or, how many picks was Dak going to throw tonight, Ken?
Oh, God, I don't know. I hope none.
All right, let's go through this quick.
I think it's going to be more of a running game if it's raining that much.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through this real quick, guys, okay? I put out there this week that we want to bring you season predictions, division champs, playoffs, Super Bowl, just that quick. Elliot, division champs.
All right, division champs. The NFC East is a tough one, but I think it's going to come down to either Miami or Buffalo. The way Miami came out today, if
Yeah.
Tua can sustain himself the entire season
Yeah.
without getting a concussion, then they're going to be right there with the Bills. I think that's going to be a hell of a 2-game series this year, Buffalo and Miami. Honestly, I think they finish in it. Do they play each other on the last week of the season? Because
I can't remember.
that could be
I
interesting.
don't know.
As far as the AFC North, I can't go against Joe Burrow and the Bengals because each year they start out slow and then they turn around and go to a Super Bowl or get one call away from being in another one. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the Bengals on that one. But I think that division can be up for grabs except for the Steelers because the way the Steelers look today, I mean, my team made them look bad, but they're that bad.
Newsflash: Week 18, Buffalo at Miami.
There you go.
It'll come down to that. It'll be great.
It'll come down to that, I think.
I have no hair to start with.
And you have even less.
Well, look, the NFL season is back. No, I'm stressed the hell out already. Stressful.
I'm giving Jacksonville the South.
South?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, I think it's going to come down to that West all of a sudden is up for grabs as far as I'm concerned because of the Mahomes, Kelsey, and them not having any quality receivers.
Well,
that they can count
the
on.
Chargers didn't give you any hope today the way they played. So
Offensively, they played well. Defensively, they're garbage.
yes.
Okay. I can honestly, I don't know,
between
man.
KC and Denver, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, can we count out the Raiders? Because Jimmy Garoppolo, that boy has a tendency of winning
Who won
games.
that game? Who won the Denver Raiders game?
Denver won.
Denver.
Denver?
No, Raiders.
No, Raiders.
Raiders
won. I'm sorry. The Raiders won. Yes.
Raiders won 17-16.
Yes.
So, I mean, right now, that division is up for grabs as far as I'm concerned. Even though I think the Chiefs, if they get, but again, that roster is just, it's not there. And you know what? They can say what they want, but they were missing Tyreek Hill Thursday night.
They were Kelsey both.
Any other receivers they could count on. Okay. As far as the NFC East, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles again. They play the Cowboys the last game of the season too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So that could come down to that as well.
No, Dallas plays the Commanders the last game of the
Oh,
season.
that's right. That's right. No, we played Detroit.
No, you play Cowboys at Commanders, Week 18.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still going to lean towards Philadelphia, although both teams are going to make the playoffs, obviously.
The Eagles played the Giants the last week of the season.
Detroit's going to win the NFC North.
Yeah, I agree. I got you on that one.
I'm going with New Orleans to win the NFC South. And of course, NFC West.
Yeah, we figured that out. Okay. All right, let me go next. AFC East, I got the Bills. AFC North, I'm being a homer. I'm taking the Browns to win the AFC North.
Of course you are.
AFC South, I like the Jaguars. AFC West, I still like the Chiefs. Elliott, it's a tough pick, but I like the Chiefs. NFC East, I'm actually taking the Cowboys, Kenny.
Whoa! Hey now.
Yeah, to take the NFC East. NFC North, I like the Lions. They showed me a lot Thursday night. I like the way they're playing. NFC South, I'm going to go with the Saints as well. I think they got the best quarterback in the division. And then NFC West, it's easy. It's San Francisco.
That ain't saying much about the NFC South.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. All right, John, you're next.
East.
Yep.
Buffalo. The North, like, I'm sorry, Scott. I've seen this script too many times. Bengals slow start, and then the Bengals come on. And
Yep.
Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon are about as good as a four-headed monster as you get out there. So
Okay.
And they're
I'll
not
pick-
going to play in a rainy Cleveland every week either.
right, yeah. So yeah, I'll get Bengals in the north. The West, I think the Chiefs are done.
South.
The South is Jags. The West, and sorry, Brett, I truly believe, I think KC is on the downward spiral. They might still win, but dude, I'm gonna pick the underdog, man. I'm gonna pick something like the Raiders, just because, just something different.
I mean, I'd have to reiterate, like I said, if you look at Jimmy Garoppolo's stats as far as his winning percentage, he's got one of the highest winning percentages amongst quarterbacks over the last season.
He's got weapons. It's not like, Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams are slouches. So,
No, and he was using
the
Jacoby
defense,
Myers.
They got Max Crosby. I mean, I'll go Raiders. So the East, NFC East, I got to go Philly. Sorry, Ken. And especially because they beat. So whichever NFC East team beats the Patriots on any given week, that's who I'm picking. So the West, San Fran, of course. North Detroit, South New Orleans. I think New Orleans is. I think Derek Carr is probably one of the best quarterbacks they've had, obviously since Breeze in there. So
And he's got a pretty good backup in Jameis Winston too. So
right, and that's the thing. I just
and they're also going to get Alvin Kamara back at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my.
All right, Kenny, you're next.
All right. AFC East, I got Buffalo. AFC South, I got Jacksonville. North, I got Cincinnati. West, I got the Chiefs. Wild cards, I'm going with the Jets, the Ravens, and the Chargers. NFC East, I got the Eagles. Well, let me preface that. I've got the Eagles and the Cowboys finishing tied 11-6, but I think the Eagles will win tiebreaker. Division record. So the Eagles will be the champion, but Cowboys will make it as a wild card. AFC South, I'm actually going with Atlanta. New Orleans will keep it close, but I think Atlanta will get that one. North, Detroit. West, San Francisco. Wild cards, Cowboys, Minnesota, and the Rams.
That's interesting.
Can I go ahead and do my playoffs right quick?
Go ahead.
Playoffs, I've got the Cowboys actually losing a close one to Detroit. I've got Philadelphia beating San Francisco. And in the NFC Championship game, I've got Detroit beating Philadelphia.
Whoa, you're putting the Lions in the Super Bowl. Wow.
AFC playoffs, I've got
you should lay a bet down in Vegas on that one.
I know, right?
I'll tell you what. AFC playoffs, I've got Cincinnati over Kansas City. I've got Buffalo over Jacksonville. And championship game, I've got Buffalo over Cincinnati.
Buffalo and Detroit.
Super Bowl, Buffalo over Detroit.
There you go. That makes John happy.
And I think it'll be a really good game too.
All right, let me do this. Playoffs. My wild card teams are the Jets, the Bengals, and the Ravens. I think 3 come out of the AFC.
Wow.
Well, he iced out the Browns, huh?
No, the Browns win the division.
That's right. You're picking them to win.
Okay.
My bad.
Playoffs, I got Buffalo beating the Ravens, the Browns beating the Bengals, and then the Bills beating the Browns to make it to the Super Bowl. NFC, I've got Philly beating Detroit, Dallas beat New Orleans, and then Dallas and Philly in the championship game with Philly winning that game. So Philly and the Bills, and I think the Bills win.
Hey, opa.
Elliot, your turn.
All right, wild cards in the AFC: Jets, Ravens, and I'll say, I'm going to say the Raiders will be a wild card.
Oh, wow.
I mean, in that conference, I've got Cincinnati going against. I think Cincinnati winds up playing Miami, and Buffalo winds up playing Jacksonville. I think.
Who's first in the AFC then?
What do you mean?
Well,
AFC?
Buffalo's playing, yeah.
I said it would come down to whoever wins that last game. So,
But if Buffalo's good at Jacksonville, then Miami would win.
right. So,
Okay.
long story short, I think it's going to be a rematch with Buffalo and Cincinnati. And unfortunately, I think Cincinnati has Buffalo's number, just like they do Kansas City. So I see them going back. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put Buffalo in there.
Yeah, that boy. There you go.
And I'm not even gonna go through all the NFC stuff because it's gonna be a Chris Berman Super Bowl.
It's going to be a Chris Berman Super Bowl. I hate to break the news to you. That's exactly what I'm going to say, too. I'm literally going to say it's a Chris Berman Super Bowl.
It's a Swami Super Bowl.
Swami Super Bowl, man.
Buffalo and San Francisco.
Buffalo and San
Berman
Francisco.
predicted that shit for what, 20 years?
Decade later.
40 years.
Yeah, man.
Well, then he could die in peace. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Uh-oh.
Good first week.
Saquon Barkley's come to play tonight.
Oh, really? It started? Well, okay. See you guys. Have a good night. I've been driving all day. Okay, I left freaking Iowa 80. If you've ever been to the Iowa 80 truck stop,
No.
you'll understand the Iowa 80 truck stop. Dude, this thing is like another level of craziness.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane. It's a tourist attraction more than a truck stop. We still have everything for trucks. It's crazy. Trucking museum and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been driving. I listened to all the games. Like I was listening to Sirius XM all day. I only watched the last 30 minutes when I got parked. So I want to watch Sunday Night Football. Take that.
All right, fellas.
I was at a deli sandwich shop today for lunch, and they had NFL Game Day on, and it was wraparound coverage. I guess it's the one that YouTube TV shows or something. And it's part of an NFL Plus package, I think.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, one parting shot before we leave. Fuck NFL.com and NFL Plus.
Elliot was having connection problems today. He wasn't able to get.
I can't get logged in. I can't get logged into NFL.com on any of my devices. I can't change the password. It just loops and loops and loops. I signed up for NFL Plus on my phone, and when I went to go look at the Red Zone and NFL Network, sorry, this video isn't available. So I had to immediately go on Google, cancel the freaking subscription, and just get the sports package on YouTube TV, which includes the Red Zone channel.
Yeah, you can get NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV now too, Elliot. I think it's like 3 or 4.
I don't need NFL Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll
When you got Red Zone, you need it, right,
A
Elliot?
true fantasy player
Needs Red Zone.
Red Zone.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I hope NFL takes a bath on this NFL Plus thing. I hope they take an absolute bath.
If it works for most people the way it worked for me,
Yeah.
then yes, they're gonna. Take
You're
it.
not the only one to say that. Like everyone on Bill's Twitter is livid. On
No
it.
doubt.
They hate it. They
NFL
can't
Plus
stand it.
is awful. Dude.
I actually have DAZN again, which is crazy. I'm in the States, but I can still use my Canadian streaming. So
Good.
$20 a month? Yes, please. I'm gonna
There you go.
thanks.
Hey, I pay $10.99 a month for the sports package on YouTube TV. I'm good with that.
Pretty
And
good.
that gives you red zone, right, Elliot?
Yeah, it gives me a whole lot of other shit, but I ain't interested in that. I'm interested in just the red zone.
I just want the red zone. I got you. I'm with you on that.
You said $10.99 a month?
$10.99 a
for
month.
TV?
And so basically, I just keep it for 4 months, and when the season's over, I cut it off.
Yeah, Brett, I'm in that group of Spectrum. I mean, and it's not really Spectrum.
Yeah.
It's Disney, and it's just they're digging their heels in. So I went in order for me to get ESPN. I signed up for oh, what the hell is it? My God, I can't think of it. What Sling Blue,
Sling
Orange, Sling Orange, and I got my ESPN that way. So that, I mean, until
How much is
Spectrum
that?
and get their shit together, that's what I'll be using to watch ESPN. Because
How
I
much-
gotta have the college football on the weekends, guys, and that's I love game day and all that stuff. So
How much is Sling Orange?
I got it for the first month, $20, and then it's $40 a month afterwards.
Oh,
So
and your package, Elliot, how much is that? You're getting
well,
ESPN?
YouTube TV is like $70 a
TV is
month.
like $70
Yeah.
a month
Yeah,
because it gives you all a shitload of channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why we can't just get a la carte. I mean, just pick and choose what you want and
well, there's
all the rest.
a site where you can actually pirate the games if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called Sports East or some shit like that. I'll find out. I'll send you a message in Messenger. On it.
Okay.
Maybe you can try it out. I mean, that's where I watch all the pay-per-view fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I ain't paying for them freaking things.
all
I'm
right.
sure
we're
the
gonna-
NFL is hurting for money, right?
Right.
what's that?
I'm sure the NFL is hurting for money.
Not at all.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all.
You know
I'm
it.
pulling for CeeDee Lamb tonight because he's on my fantasy team.
I am too. He's not on my fantasy, but I am pulling for him.
All right, fellas, let's get out of here. Elliot, play the outro. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We'll be here again next week to recap week 2. in the
Let's go,
NFL.
Buffalo!
Good luck to John.
Okay.
Good luck to Ken tonight.
Bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang again.
On behalf of my co-hosts, my cohorts, Mr. Elliot Biggie Lamba, Mr. John G. Olson, and, of course, Ken Koslow. We are out. John, be safe, drive safe, and enjoy yourself.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we are still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right, and his co-host, John Olson, Ken Costco, our lovable members of the Rat Pack, and yes, me, you, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of Sports Mac Talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we would like to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe, please practice social distancing, and for heaven's sake, please wear a damn mask. You all just got hit with the Pat and the Rat Pack, and with that, fellas, we are out.
I saw.